done going all the way around with our strings, and the tension is pretty good. It's like when you can play the guitar with it. It's pretty good. It's kind of off the ground here. Here I didn't say that. I just put some plyboard on the ground just so that the sheepskin doesn't touch the ground, because otherwise it picks up everything. All the pine needles and dust and everything is going to get inside the hide. And our next step is going to be to clean the hide, so we don't want to get it even more dirty than we started with. So that's why I put this plywood down. See, it's kind of off the ground and it's pretty good tension without tearing anything. And so now, oh, and then I wanted to talk about the length of the string too. Hope you can see on the camera, it takes a lot of strength. I think it's almost 3 full lengths of string, and each string is probably about 50 feet long. So it's close to 150 feet of cordage to go all the way around this kind of medium-sized hide. So just so that you can be prepared before you start this project. So now I'm going to lift it up. You can see that the tension is good. It doesn't flop or anything. Some of the salt is going to fall, but that's okay. I guess one note about the salt too. You know, we're on our driveway here. There's no plants growing or anything, so it doesn't matter if the salt shakes down. You don't want to have a lot of salt around your plants and trees and stuff, because when the salinity of the soil increases, then it could kill the tree and the plants. So, you know, I do all my shaking off in the driveway, and when nothing else falls. Right now I'm just going to put it against this tree. And if you're by yourself, you know, sometimes it's hard to just deal with the big thing like that, but I just walk it if you want to. So just put one foot down, and then just flip it, and then walk it like that. To do it by myself. Right now I'm just going to put it against this tree. Whoops. There you go. And if you, ideally you kind of want 2 trees close together, just so that, you know, it's held symmetrically. But if you want just one tree, then put it in the center, because this hide is going to tighten when it loses some of its moisture, and that's going to put a lot of strain on that frame, and you could just twist it. So, but there you go, that was our first step, and we're going to quit for the night. I'm just going to leave it against that tree, and then the next step is going to be to just clean it up real good. It has a lot of burrs. It was not really prepared. You know, the sheep was not prepared before it was slaughtered to get the skin. So we'll just take care of all those burrs, and then we'll give it a good shampoo. Okay, so we're ready for the next part now. Just a few notes on storing it like that. If it's not going to rain very much, you can leave it outside. If it's really sunny, the only thing you need to think about is just exposing the hair to the sun instead of the skin. Because if there's any kind of fat, there's actually a little bit of fat here at the very end. There's still some fat on the skin, and it's in the sun. The fat is actually going to burn your hide, so you don't want that to happen. So, you know, if the hair side is to the sun, then that's a lot better. Also, you know, can withstand a few sprinkles. That's not a big deal. The rain generally just runs off the skin very well. But if it rains a lot, you don't want the skin and hair to be soaked, especially if the water is so much that it starts rinsing off the salt on the other side. And even when you're ready to wash it, make sure you're going to have a couple of days of hot, sunny weather so that the skin dries really fast. Because the thing you want to be careful of when you do a hair-on skin is that if the hair stays too wet for a long time, then the hair is going to pull out. So make sure to think about that. So now we're ready to clean this skin, and there's a whole bunch of things in it. There's burrs from burdock and different seed heads and old blood and all that kind of stuff. And so the first step is just to remove the big stuff by hand. And I've removed most of it already, but I just kept a couple of big burrs there that can be broken by hand. Don't sweat the small stuff. And I just pull the hair pretty much, and then it comes off. And when you've removed all the big stuff by hand, then we're going to shampoo it. And I have this hose here that I'm going to use. You got to make sure that the water is not too hot. You know, if the hose has been hanging out for a long time. But you're going to want to soak the hide very well, all the way to the skin. And so to do that, you can just let the water run, because really the inside will stay dry. So you kind of want to lift up the hair, and kind of get the water going on the inside. And I'm just going to do the top section here, just to show you. Make sure that it's really soaked all the way. And then to clean it, I just use dish soap pretty much. And you don't want to use any harsh chemicals on the hide, but any kind of green dish soap will work. It's gentle enough. And same thing, you kind of just want to have a generous amount on there. To do the whole hide, it's probably going to take about a third of this bottle, 32 ounces. And just the same as with the water, you don't want to just shampoo the top of it, because that's going to be nice but not enough. You really want to shampoo and scrub the inside of the hair or the inside of the hide as much as possible. And so that's kind of the idea. I'm going to do the whole hide, and then we'll move on.